All right, Module 2, Topic 3, Activity 1.2. You should be on page 170. Today we're going to use double number lines to convert units. This isn't any different than using double number lines to find equivalent ratios. Converting from one unit to another is the same as finding equivalent ratios. Okay? You already know how to do this. Rulers are actually double number lines. So, looking at this ruler, I want you to just label what side is centimeters and what side is inches, and then tell me how you did it. Pause the video and do that now. Okay, you should have done centimeters on top, inches on the bottom. And like, how did you decide? Well, I just know. I know that inches are larger than centimeters. You should as well. You should just know that. So number 2 is going to ask us to use this ruler to determine each approximate, like about. So if I look at 1 centimeter right here, and I follow it down, it falls right here. And this is half. This right here is fourth. This one or this one? You can't tell. This one is fourth. But each one of these bigger ones are an eighth. Okay? So 1 centimeter is about 1, 2, 3 eighths. I want you to see if you can finish B, C, and D. And, no, just B, C, and D on your own. Pause the video and do that. All right, this is what you should have come up with. If it's not exact, it's okay. I'm going to pull the ruler down below here so we can see better. 1 inch is about, you follow it up, it's about 2.5 centimeters. 5 centimeters is about, it's probably a little less than 2 inches, but again, it's about. And 3 inches, you could say 7.5 or 7.6 centimeters. Either one is correct. Okay, next page. 171. So, you're going to use this double number line. You can't find the measuring cups, but you have a tablespoon. You know that 1 cup is 16 tablespoons. So 2 cups would have to be 32 tablespoons. Halfway in between is going to be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is 1.5, and that makes this up here 24. Yes. Yes, 24. Okay? And down here, this would be 8, and this would be 1/2. Okay? So we've got some of it labeled. We might have to do some more. So I want you to see if you can answer A, B, and C. All right? Pause the video and do that. All right. I went ahead and I finished out some of this. So 1 3/4 is halfway between 1.5 and 2. So 2 cups of sugar should be 32 tablespoons. 1 3/4 cups should be 28 tablespoons, and 1/2 cup of raisins is 8 tablespoons of raisins. When you write out or abbreviate tablespoons, use a capital T and then BL. Tablespoons. This is the abbreviation for tablespoons. If you leave it at just T, it could be tablespoons or tons. So we add the BL on the end. Going down to number 4. Now let's say you don't have the cups, but you have 2 tablespoons. How many cups do you need? Equals how many cups? So let's go up here. This is 8 tablespoons, so 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. This is 2. If this is 1/2, this right here would be 1/4. And then this is actually an 8. 1/2 of a 4th is an 8. All right? So 2 tablespoons equals 1/8 of a cup. You don't normally see 1/8 of a cup in a baking set, a cooking set. It's just not standard. You might see it in a professional baking set, but not your just run-of-the-mill normal ones that you'd buy from Target or Walmart or the dollar store. You wouldn't see them in that. You'd have to go to a fancy store to find 1/8 cup. You're done because you did page 172 as your warm-up today. You didn't do it in your book, but you did it as your warm-up. So if you want to challenge yourself, you could try to do this again. It's exactly like your warm-up that you did in It's Learning. But that's where it was done. Okay? So you're going to work on your homework. It's page 49 and 50, part B, in your skills practice. Oops, I still have it up. That's okay. I'll leave it up here. Page 50 is numbers 5 and 6. 1, 2, 3, and 4 are on page 49. 5 and 6 are on page 50. And it's exactly what we did yesterday. It is exactly like that. It's just using the metric system. That's it. So what we know is in a box. What we're trying to find, we underline, and we set it up. Know equals find. So 10 meters in 1 decameter, 5 decameters. 10 meters over 1 decameter equals 5 decameters. I'll take this out so it's not confusing. How did I go from 1 to 5 times 5? Whatever we do to one, you do to the other. So 10 times 5 is 50 meters. Remember, you have to line up your labels. Over here, 100 decameters in 1 kilometer. How many decameters are in 8.5 kilometers? Same thing. How did I go from 1 to 8.5? Well, I multiplied by 8.5. Look, kilometers, kilometers, line them up. We know that this is going to be decameters. So whatever we do to one, you do to the other. 100 times 8.5. And you're going to fill it in. You can do the same thing for every one of these, okay? All right, go ahead and get started.